So I am currently inside the egress window hole, hello legs, so that we dug out with the excavator a couple weeks ago. I have my windows, they're 4 foot by 4 foot, so I need to prep this hole so the concrete cutters can cut a 51 by 51 inch hole. And here's just like the before of this window. Super gross, like wasp nest inside of spider nests. And you can see there's insulation right there, and it's super rusty. There's been leaks from this hose bib right here in the past, so we hear, which is they did a bunch of work in the basement to mediate that. But I'm hoping to cut all this out, put in a window well. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm in the other hole on the back side of the house, so we're gonna center this window with the picture window that goes into the master. So you can see I have my midline here, and then it's gonna go to about that V over to this V, and I'm dug all the way down, so you can see this little line I drew right there. That's the bottom corner of the cut. Concrete guys said they'll need about 6 to 8 inches, which I've given them about 10. It might not look like it from there, but there's a standard shovel to give you the height of how deep this hole is. And then the pickaxe, because it's 36 inches, that's how wide my window well is going to come. So I got plenty of room, mostly because like the excavator dug this out. But we're getting after it, so I'm pretty much ready for my holes to be cut on this side. So let's make sure to get a good before of the office. So the door is right here. You walk in this way, and then we've got all of our computer office stuff. Sorry, still dealing with that cold. You can hear my wife out there digging. But we're going to have to cut out here, remove this light, remove this switch. Not sure what's the deal with these sconce lights. It's like a switch for this one, switch for this one. They both work, but they're both gonna leave. I don't know why. I don't know why. But let's get it done. All right, so before I start, I wanted to draw this out actually. So you can see the black line. This is how big the opening is gonna be. The window will be slightly smaller than that, but this is how big of an opening I need to make. It's going to make a huge difference. So you probably not noticed we stopped cutting because I ran into the wire. You can see this wire is not put in here correctly. It should go a couple inches back in the stud. Hence, the depth on the rotozip shouldn't hit anything like this wire. You can't hit it, it's too far back. So whoever put this in, I'm calling it now, an idiot. That is not the right way to do that. That's super dangerous, because my plan should have worked flawlessly after I found the stud. You can see I couldn't find the stud. I thought it'd be to the right of these switches, or it is to the right of these switches, not to the left. But yeah, that's fun. Here we go. Yep, so here's what they did. It's these wires here that I'm hanging on to. They just screwed in here and there and drilled a hole in there, ran it behind the drywall, and then this is what runs to the switch for the sconce and then the light, and then I'm going to assume this is what also runs across to those ones over there. So that was dumb. All right, I let the kids kind of go to town on the wall a little bit. Fun to give them little aggression things. They can just go to town on the wall. Anyway, the vacuum method wasn't working as well as I wanted to, so we did quarantine us off. We're all pushed that, but there we go. All kind of quarantined off. That should work a lot better, and I will get back to it. Yeah, sorry it's hard to record in here, but I did end up taking off the foam to get the window open. I busted out the screen because I just couldn't get it out. What's fun to note is there was a little bit of evidence of mold, but it was just on this corner right here, which honestly, for like maybe the 70s, I don't know how long this has been up, but that's really not too bad, despite like this window has been leaking, which is partially why it was boarded up. But I just got a little bit left, but I'm pretty much open. Just got to remove all those outlets and start removing some studs. Okay, we got excited, we got busy, we got the hole cut. This thing is huge. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, I know I'm really close to it, but it's over 4 feet. We made a huge mess. Like, we had it all tarped up, all sealed, and it's still like that's all dust. The carpet is not that color. You can see all the dust. It's bad. So it's almost like tarping it up didn't make much difference. But anyway, here we are. So I have my, this is hard to see in the dark, but it's a header that is aluminum wrapped. So this will get secured later. And then inset from the header, 1 inch, is where these frame boards go for the window, because the window gets inset into the concrete. And I will show that in a minute, because we are ready for the window. Well, I have really slacked on video progress for this thing, but it's been really rainy and we were on a bit of a time crunch for all this stuff. But the window wells are in. The windows are also in. I do have a 4-inch drain in the bottom. And there's my aluminum covered header board up there. And then I have pressure treated lumber frame. And then the window sets into it because it has that more of an L shape, doesn't have a middle fin. It's kind of cool. And then on the outside, I just did 4 bolts on each side. I did sleeve anchors. But I ended up only needing 16 of them for both windows. But yeah, four down the sides, drilled a hole with my awesome rotary hammer. Freaking love this thing. And then, yeah, that's it for now. Oh, it's such a pain. But we're gonna start filling it in with dirt, and then once the dirt's all filled in, we'll fill the inside of the egress with gravel, about 4 inches of gravel down there. But yeah, we'll back up a little bit. It's starting to come together. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, I used 2 layers of sill foam. I think it's called sill foam. It's for like when you're going wood to concrete in a basement or whatever. But I just put 2 layers up and down that, and then when they got drilled in, it just kind of sucked it to it. So it should be sealed pretty well. A friend of mine has had so many window well issues because he had a negative grade, and then this wasn't sealed at all, so water would just dump in there, and then he had a crack in the corner of his window well, which you can see my crack right there. It's really minor, but I dumped in a whole bunch of silicone to seal that up, and I'll seal it from the inside too. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I did, hopefully that works like a gasket, seals everything in. This is pretty level with this. That's probably kind of apparent. A lot of this is getting drug back into the dirt. You can see where my driveway got done, and they cleaned off their machine in my yard, made a huge mess, but it'll be fine. So it's actually been a couple months since this project got put on hold, but here's where I am so far. So the window is in, all the framing for the window is all in, it's been insulated, it works, it's great. And now I've been working on the wall framing. So here's where I'm at so far. I did decide to put in a 2x6 header and some jack studs. So these are actually cut a little tight, and then I had to hammer them in to actually like jack it up into place because they're jack studs, because I did want it to support this top plate, because I admittedly used an undersized, oh, if I can get in there, 2x4 header and 2x4. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. I regret not using a 2x6. I could have taken it all apart, but I didn't. So that will support part of the house. This will support part of the house, and it should support it just fine. I'm sure it's probably undersized and probably needs to be like some 2x12. I don't know. The LV, whatever. Someone can tell me in the comments, I'm sure. But this will be fine. I've got 2 walls essentially supporting it. Even though this is not a weight-bearing wall, this will support the load just fine. I did make sure to put like a whole bunch of screws into this. It'll be fine. And if it's not, I'll fix it later. Anyway, my cripples, or my stringers, what are those things called? The vertical ones, those are all down. This one, I know it's a bit of an eyesore. It's going to be behind a wall, but that way this one is 16 on center with the rest of them, even though that's not 16 on center. But I didn't want that big of a gap with just screws. So here's where we're at, and I'm just going to keep going. Oh, the next step is the box. The problem I ran into is that right here is like perfectly 7.5 inches deep and at the top. However, right here, it's only 7. So I was gonna get 8 inches. So I'm just gonna have to actually measure custom cuts for the box and put the box in for the window. It's kind of annoying that things are not perfectly square, but it'll all be okay in the end. I've got my box in, so this is a 1 by 10, 10 footer. Or no, it's an 8 footer. I was able to get away with just an 8 footer. The top is just barely, I don't know if you can see in there, just barely below the 2 by 4. So I have like a nice reveal here. It's mostly square. It's looking pretty good. I did make it big, or very, very proud, because I'm going to cut all the way around so that only a 1/2 inch is showing, because this will have to be a custom piece. Yep, hold on just a second. That way the drywall can sit inside of this, and then we'll have like a nice wood ledge that I'm going to do quarter bead on, but then later if we decided we could clean that up and we could do a frame and it would look good either way. But yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go take this out and get it cut out and get it screwed in. All right, mostly finished product. It looks really good from this distance back here, but you know, I did have a little bit of gapping here, a little bit of gapping up there. Really nothing too bad. I can pre-fill those. I was trying to one-man army it and run the RotoZip and the vacuum at the same time. And as I was doing really good, and as I came around down here, this was starting to tip, and I got off a little bit, and then I had to come back up. So I'm just going to leave this chunk here. It'll be fine. But I got the outlet cut out, and then I already have the baseboard. I just cut it out straight so I can just basically put it back. But yeah, there's finished product.